Well, thank you so much, Habatziwa, for that. Now, bring it to News Night this evening. Each year we commemorate the World Tuberculosis Day on March the 24th, which will be tomorrow, to raise public awareness about the devastating health, social and economic consequences of TB, and to step up efforts to end the global TB epidemic. Now, TB remains the world's deadliest infectious killer. As of today, a number of stories have awashed that. We now have COVID-19 coming on top. Now, we do have in studio with us Dr. Abel Nkolo, who is Chief of Part USA Defeat TB Project. He's here to talk about tuberculosis, but before we can get into that, we need to know from the questions that are being asked on what's trending this evening. First of all, welcome to News Night, Doctor.
Thank you.
We are practicing social distancing at this point in time.
Yeah.
Well, we'll start off. You were able to see some of the comments coming in from social media. Who is at high risk when it comes to COVID-19?
Yeah, the people at high risk, as documented by the World Health Organization, are people above 40 years. Also people with pre-existing conditions like diabetes, like hypertension, and immunosuppression diseases, suppressive diseases are also at risk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, with that said, we have a number of people at this point in time might have forgotten one particular group of people. Those are the people suffering from tuberculosis in this country. It's quite a big number. Yes, and it's a problem we have on our hands. But with all the news coming in, it has just happened to be COVID-19, COVID-19, COVID-19. Why should someone who's watching not forget about the people who are struggling to survive and heal from tuberculosis in this country?
Yes, just to go back to some statistics that have been produced by WHO about a few days ago, they show that if people are to die from diseases, you will see that tuberculosis kills most diseases than any other infectious diseases per day. So tuberculosis still needs to be given the attention that we need to give it to make sure that we take it down. We need to end TB by 2030.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, within the country at this point in time, treatment is availed for free of charge for a number of those who are suffering from it. But it's not the treatment that is actually killing most of the people who are suffering from tuberculosis. It's something to do with stigma. Let's talk about the stigma that people are facing within Uganda. What forms does it take on? Because for someone who's watching, they do not even know that they are doing something that is pushing people not to come out and seek treatment.
Yeah. Stigma is presented in various forms. It can be stigma by the person who has the disease. It can be stigma by the other people who are around this person who is suffering the disease. So stigma is something that we still need to deal with if we are to handle TB. I'll give examples. If someone has TB and they feel like they have just been diagnosed with TB, they will feel like they do not want that diagnosis. They do not want to go to get treatment. And they will say, no, for me, I don't have TB. That alone affects the number of people that we will get in addition to the one who already has TB. We know that TB spreads to about 10 to 15 people per year. So this person is a danger to the society, yet has a stigma. Then there are other people who are around this person. Once a person is diagnosed with TB, for example, if it is a maid at home, or if it is a person in the office, like an office, like maybe NTV, and somebody is diagnosed with TB, then that person will be discriminated against. They will say, maybe we don't want to sit with you, we don't want to share food with you. Even employment sometimes can go. So those are the effects of stigma, and so this person will be hiding, will not like to take their treatment, or if they are taking treatment, they are taking it secretly, and they may not be taking it well. So stigma has real effects to the people who have it, but also to the society, and therefore, if we have not dealt with stigma, we will not be able to deal with TB.
Okay, so how can we be more aware of this? Who do we say, what do we have to do?
Yeah, stigma needs a multi-pronged approach. It needs all of us to get involved. It needs, for example, the patients to be involved, to know that when I have TB, I have to go to the health facility and treat TB. It needs those people who have survived TB. There are people who are living well and they no longer have TB, but these people have got the experience on how to manage TB. These people need to advise other patients who still have the disease and they manage TB. But also the donors, we still need funding to make sure that we deal with TB. Our health workers need not to stigmatize people who have TB. For example, some people use, in the old world of TB, people would use words like TB suspect, would use words like TB case. These are not cases, these are people with TB. All those things need to go. Even the laws in the country need to change to make sure that we have laws that encourage people to take treatment. We have laws that protect people to make sure they go to school, that they have jobs when they have TB. If we have not dealt with such things, we are not bound to end TB by 2030.
Yes, well, as we plan on as an entire nation ending TB and world by 2030, you can do something. From all that has been said by Dr. Abel Nkolo, thank you so much for joining us on Newsnight this evening. He is the chief of Party USAID Defeat TB project. As we commemorate the World Tuberculosis Day tomorrow, I hope we'll be able to do something to be more welcoming of those that are tuberculosis patients, but also for those that might think they might have it, go get tested and see. Thank you very much once again.